before the night's over. So
get your notebook out,
Yes.
prepare, take a screenshot.
Professor Kevin will be giving some lectures. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so here we go for game number 2. All right. And down here in the bottom right-hand corner is Zakuldas Rift. We have Rain Artist. He is spawning as our red Terran player's opponent. In the top left-hand corner, hailing from Complexity MVP, that is Tails. He is our orange Protoss player.
All right, Terran versus Protoss again. The map name, once again, is
Zakuldas Rift. All right. Well, you know what? We've had 5 games so far, and we've actually had one from each of our 5 maps. It's kind of cool how it worked out that way. Let's go ahead and take you through this map, guys. Yes. Okay. Pretty darn big main. A good amount of space behind your mineral line, so it's a little bit harder to get Cloaked Banshees in there.
Question.
Yes.
How do those trees only grow on the edge?
I don't know. That's actually kind of interesting. This whole space is barren in the middle, though. You can see
Terran
the cracks in the
lumber
ground.
mill
That's
just
no
came
good.
in and chopped all the trees away.
Protest did the same. Okay, so it's a big main, though. You can actually put a lot of structures in there. And you have to worry about quite a bit of surface area around your 4th. So that's something similar to Shattered Temple. You'd have to worry about Reapers jumping up or drop abuse, stuff like that, you know. But your natural's pretty easy to hold on to. This is Forge Fast expandable from the edge of the ramp, so not too wide, pretty easy to grab. Your 3rd is a similar situation, appropriately difficult to hold on to. Now, something you'll notice is that there are destructible rocks heading up to your 3rd. Not only do those destructible rocks head up to your 3rd, but it's pretty easy to make, say, 2-base timing and take out those rocks and open up another attack path to actually position some units out here, because siege tanks, colossi, even drop play dropping over the side or something like that has the potential to disrupt what's going on here. So something you've got to watch out for. The main ramp is actually directly in front of the natural. Your 4th is still on this high ground and leads all the way over here to another big ramp, and the 5th. So that wraps up basically what happens here. If you notice, though, your first 4 major bases are all on high ground, and all of the action happens on the low ground, where it's guarded by 2 Xel'Naga towers that are pretty standard. They go out, they watch every attack path except for the one through the gold. So
I think the biggest feature to take away from this map, and I think you kind of touched on this, Cats Pajamas, is the high ground and low ground mechanic. All your basically where you start from, that's like the Mount Everest of the map.
Yes.
And you start to work your way down into the valley below as you expand more and more, and as you approach the middle of the map. Essentially, it's a big elevation from the top to the bottom, and it's actually really, really cool. It's almost like you lord over the battle occurring in the middle of the field.
Yeah, exactly.
You build all your units back on the high ground, you send them down there.
Send your minions out to the middle to do war. Yeah.
I really like the map mechanic a lot. I don't know how it's going to play out per se. We just have to see a lot of games, but certainly very interesting with the high to low ground. I think there's a total of 5 elevations. I would say 4 to 5.
Let's see here. There's the 1, then there's 2.
Mount Everest.
Yes,
Camp
2 on the low ground. Then there's 3 on this ground, but then you also have the high grounds out here as well. I think that's about it.
Now, there's 3 elevations.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch out at your gold, though. Yeah. If this gets to a situation where you're taking your gold, we're talking about massive macro game at that point with this many maps. Or, I'm sorry, bases that are on this map. There is droppable high ground up there, though. So.
Which is cool. I mean, you never want to have droppable high ground over the natural, because it's just too fast. Too hard to deal with.
Your gold should have a very high risk to reward ratio.
Exactly. So you don't want to have it over the natural, but over like a 5th or even a 4th base, it's totally okay, because at that point you should have enough of an economy to deal with any type of harass that your opponent is sending anyways.
Right.
But it does look like MVP Tails here is sticking with 1 base play, which is interesting. He's going right into Twilight Council and Robotics Facility. Oh man, looks like we're going to have quick Blink Stalkers from MVP Tails, man.
Yes, and where is that? Okay, the Twilight Council is coming up right in the middle of the base, so he's fine with the scan revealing that. Now, Artist, I think, is going to be pretty well defended against something like that. Now,
there is that big Blink location into the main.
Yes. Anything that comes up the front is going to be pretty well defended by Artist. Things that come up into the main could present a little bit of a problem, but I've got to say, Artist with his super early expansion can take a little bit of damage, and probe goes down there, can take a little bit of damage and still come out pretty good in this trade. It just depends on how much damage Tails does right away.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, Artist has a base up over Tails right now, and the onus is on Tails to make something happen. The SCV is going to get inside, though. Oh, I don't think it saw the Twilight Council.
Let's go ahead and take a look at Artist Vision.
It didn't see the Twilight.
Just before the Twilight Council.
So he doesn't really know that it's Blink Stalkers on the way.
Right.
So MVP Tails has his opening to get in there and blink up into the main and do a lot of damage.
He did see 3-gate Robo, though. He did see 3-gate Robo on one base, so he knows that there's a strong attack coming.
Yeah, he does. He totally right there, because he only saw one base. If he saw 2 bases, it could have been 5-gate Robo or something else.
Sure.
But I guess, yeah, he does know that something's coming here, and he's building a lot of bunkers at the front door. What he doesn't realize is Blink is being researched right now, so all these bunkers at the front, they're really not going to do anything when the Stalkers are going right into your main.
Yep, and there's the Observer.
Oh, they're already there.
Oh, God. There's already a lot of Stalkers up. Here comes Tails. No. Is he going to feint at the front? No, he picks off the Marauder, and right now, Artist should be going. Yeah, Artist should be going ding, 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 ding. Yes, there's something inside of the natural. I'm sorry, there's something overhead. But the funny thing is that Tails didn't push in. I think he's kind of not missed his chance completely, but now Artist is on top of this. He knows that units are going to be running around his main base as well.
Yeah, I think he knows now. Yeah, there it is. If he had any doubt before, the Blink Stalkers are now inside his main. So much damage being done by Tails right now, but there may be enough Marines to hold this off. And Tails not being that cost-effective, he's got to do more damage than this. And it looks like he's going to have to fall back, man. I don't think he can be that aggressive with that many Marines on the floor.
I just don't know what possessed Tails to wait so long. First, what possessed him to go after the Marauder? And second, what took him so long? Because if he had just taken his first 12 Stalkers and just blunked directly into the main... Yeah, I think he could have done a huge amount of damage right away. He would have been able to pick off the add-on for sure, both the add-ons for sure, and a few SCVs before Artist was ever able to make his way back up and defend against that.
At this point, I don't know what Tails is going to do. I mean, he's pretty much all in on one base. Hasn't expanded yet. He's falling further and further behind. He hasn't done enough damage, and at this point, there it is. He's going to expand. So I think his strategy here is, cut his losses, play the prevent and contain game, and get an expansion down.
Because he still does have the tech advantage at the moment. Oh, he's going right after this bunker. I do not like that decision.
Oh, man.
I think that if he had just sat right here and then just waited for Artist to move out, had good blink micro, picked off a few units, and then ran back home with the remainder of his forces, that's the best he could have hoped for. And that's something similar to what he's doing, but I guess he just wants to keep pushing up just so he keeps these SCVs pulled off the line.
And not only that, he's going to keep pressure on Artist right now to keep that defense sturdy. So really, Tails, I think at this point, not trying to commit anymore, just trying to play defensive contain. But it looks like Artist, preview to that game, is going to be pushing out with Marines and Marauders, at least to push a little bit of ground back on his side. He does have an access to that pylon now, though, and it looks like he's going to go for the Comsat. He is going to pick off the Obs, and at the same time, he's engaging at a horrible spot.
Yeah, that was actually as good for Tails. As bad as his engagement was before, is as good as that one was for him, because he had the ability to pull off the blink micro like he wanted. His natural expansion is just about to come up as well. He's actually not all that far back in workers, and he's still kept so many of these units pulled off the line.
This is actually getting a little dicey for Artist. He's got to get another bunker up if he hopes to defend against this. He really doesn't know how much Tails is committing to this, and really Tails isn't fully ecoing out of this. He's still warping in more units, so it's almost like a half and half. Half bread, half butter. He wants to get economy, and he wants to get a little bit aggressive at the front door. Really creative, and honestly, he can do it, man. He's got so many Stalkers here. Artist has got to be really, really careful right now.
Yeah, certainly. Artist does have +1 coming up, though, but Stim's still about 55 seconds away from finishing, so that's not going to be here anytime soon, folks, and those Blink Stalkers are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage still.
There's a new Observer.
Yep, making his way up. Do we have any additional structures yet? No.
Key Comsat going down right there, though.
Yeah.
Artist needed to know what was going on, and he picks off the Obs as well. Beautiful, beautiful awareness right there.
Certainly.
And that's just going to prevent Tails from having the ability from blinking into his main.
And now Artist, he's going to be on 4 racks with Reactor and Starport. Looks like that
Move out of
Starport
the
was
way.
pushing. Yeah, looks like he was pushing the factory away. That was cute. And Tails is already retreating with his non-blinkable units. So he's only going to sit here with these Stalkers that he knows that he can run away with. Actually, look, he's just going to turn tail, run right away.
Tails is going to turn Tails.
Tails is going to turn tail. That's bad. Robotics base coming up now, so his tech is going to look quite good. Artist is now able to establish himself down to his second and third base. Tails is in for a nasty surprise if he makes his way up here, though.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to engage here, although he does some blink, so he can get away. But if we look at this game, I think the time that Artist had with that extra expansion while Tails was trying to play the prevent contain game, and get his own expansion up. I think with that time, Artis has been able to pull up a little bit ahead. If we just look at the supplies, he's at 105 or over 99.
I will give Tails, though, that his contain worked pretty well, and he was
able to get back in it.
Right. He's actually up in workers at the moment. Now, and he just lost that advantage. But mules, so he's close in workers, and the mules, they're hitting the field as well. But now he has Colossi coming up, and there's only Medivacs that are hitting the field. So 2 Colossi now is probably going to be enough with the units that he has, the Blink Stalkers that are up, to push away this army.
Yeah, and if Artis ever had a window to be aggressive for the first time this game, I think he just barely missed it because the Colossus has come out now.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, so he was almost kind of dancing with the idea in the middle of the field. Then he decided, no, pull back, come to the high ground. So he's pulled everything back home, and he's going to get a lot of Medivacs out here. I think at this point it's just a very stable, concrete, macro game, and wouldn't surprise me to see both players go for a third base pretty soon here.
And we'll see if that actually hits the field, because Tails is actually putting up 3 more gateways at the moment.
That's a lot.
6 gate robo producing Colossi and has a robo bay. Surprised he doesn't have. Where's his thermal lance? Where's his? Let's see. Where's his robo bay? He did? No. That's what I was going to say. No thermal lance and no second Colossus quite yet, which I'm a little bit surprised about.
That's a good point, man. I mean, he's got 700 gas saved up. Did he just fall asleep at his keyboard? What is he doing? He's got to spend that money. He's just accumulating more and more resources now. He just dropped out 5 zealots, 6 zealots about, but he's still not using that gas, which he's got 600 of. And now he just dropped 200 for Templar Archives. I guess he's saving up for Archons, but if he's already got Colossus, he should get the range upgrade.
Because his opponent hasn't reacted to that yet. Artis has not compensated for Colossi being on the field. He's still producing basic MM Ball with a bunch of Medivacs. No Vikings out there yet.
I know he doesn't have ops. I know Tails doesn't have an ops on the map because he lost all of them, but I totally disagree with going for Archons right now.
Yeah, certainly.
Those ghosts are just going to rip him apart. He needs Colossus.
Though, I mean, he still does have a very strong army. He's still on quite a few upgrades, and he's working towards 2-2 at the moment. But and he's going to put up his third base as well. Artis, of course, has already established he's actually taking the one that's protectable by the main. So this is just odd, in my opinion. Yeah, there's our first 2 Archons coming up.
Yeah, he was just saving up money for Archons. He wants to make the full-on transition into Charged Archon. I wonder if Artis just dropped the scan and saw the Colossus, and Tails right now is trying to play head games with that. I wonder if that's why he didn't commit to the Colossus tech. It's certainly quite possible. No scan revealing the support bay, but maybe something saw the Colossus.
He did just scan the main like very, very recently, because he saw the Templar Archives that actually just came up. And we have a bunch more gateways coming down. My God.
Well, he's just going mass charge our Archon, man. You need 12 a lot of gateways to support all those zealots. I don't know, man. It's going to be a very big Protoss ball versus a ton of ghosts. And we know ghosts are really good against everything but Colossi, so here we go.
Very true. Artis is going to make his way up, though.
No hesitation, man. He's just rolling in.
Zealots have to sit in the back. He's playing the very aggressive
the ghost!
Oh, launched quite a few EMPs, and actually that's not many shields that are actually left. Those Archons are super low. But those Archons actually weren't being targeted at first. However, there's just so much stuff left over that Artis is going to be able to push his way right in. Tails is actually in a terrible spot. And he just goes ahead and GG's.
Yeah, that was game.
Woof.